proposal that help you when you finish your study, because in the future outcome will be very important, not just collecting the paper but the outcome. For example, your thesis, what contribution can you give to the society based on your thesis? That will be asked by the assessor in the future when we are accredited again. Jadi ke depan itu akan ditanya, itu di mana mahasiswa, apa kerjanya, tesisnya dia tulis tentang apa dampak terhadap masyarakat, terhadap guru, apa yang biasa lakukan. Ini yang harus kita jawab nanti dan harus kita buktikan. We have to prove that based on the evidence. Jadi outcome, output ke depan akan menjadi bukan lagi seperti yang kemarin-kemarin kita kumpulkan dokumen-dokumen semua. Jadi ini please help us and you have to help yourself. Okay, so I don't want to give a speech too long, so I officially open this workshop on teaching method in English language teaching, Thursday, 2nd May 2019, and conducted by Group C. Okay, so by saying Alhamdulillah, and I close this session by saying Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And now, the workshop about the implementation of scientific approach in teaching English based on curriculum 2013 can be started. And the objective of this event, we hope our participants are able to implement the scientific approach in teaching English based on curriculum 2013.
The character-based curriculum. So this is the main focus is the character, the competence of the character. And according to Unsyiah, curriculum 2013 is aimed to produce human resources that are productive, and creative, innovative, effective through the strengthening of skills, knowledge, and attitude. So you know what this is all about. So the curriculum 2013 aim is to be a person who are productive, can compete with other people and other human resources, who make students in Indonesia especially can become a greater human resources in the future. It's all about the curriculum 2013. Now, the main case is the scientific approach. So this is one of the approach that really popular these days. And we know that there are so many techniques or methods that have been employed to teach subject at school. And one of the latest is scientific approach. Every single approach is aimed to increase students' intellectual competence. That's why this approach is also aimed for that. It is hoped that students, by using this method, the students can increase their knowledge, their cognitive competence, to make sure that they are become a good learner. This is systematically solving problem. So one of the main part of this approach is students will become a problem solver, where the subject is learned through problem solving. So students are aimed to be able to solve the problem systematically, so they can know how to solve this problem and get the right answer. Something the end of the day, we want our students to become to have a higher achievement. We hope that by implementing this method, they will have a good score. Of course, that's one of the proposed. Thank you. Next one. Last we heard about the purpose, and now is the characteristic. But before that, if you have any questions, just write it down and you have a quick Q&A session later, okay? So the characteristic. This is the characteristic of scientific approach. The first one is student-centered learning. So we know that the latest techniques that is based on student-centered learning. So in this approach, it's also that it is hoped that students can become the active participant of the learning process. They have to do everything by themselves. It doesn't mean that teacher do not involve in the teaching learning process, but the students take the main part of the process. The second one is learning from a student's self-concept. So it is hoped that students can learn about the self-concept. Self-concept is a student's way of seeing and thinking about themselves. When the students know and understand herself, her strength in studying, a style, they are feel more confident, and they will become a success in thinking and learning process. So have an ability to be a master of 4 skills. Though they're not only good in speaking, but also a good listener. They're not only a good writer, but also a good reader. And then teacher and student's role. So I've told you that this is a student-centered learning, but it doesn't mean teacher doesn't have any role. So the role of the teacher is first as a facilitator, which means facilitator means that he facilitates everything that the students need. For example, the material, the problem, he should think the problem that student will solve, and the others. And then the manager. The manager means when this process is, the learning process is happen, it means he manage the activity that students do. He will manage what kind of activity that students will do, what kind of task that they will get. And then the last is as a guidance. So he has to guide the students if the students get off from the track, we can say. So she has to make sure the students get back into the right path. So everyone will do the steps systematically, will do the process of the learning systematically. And for the students, of course, this is student-centered learning. So the student should be an active participant, where she or where they are the main part of the subject of the learning process, where they take the main part. They are the one who do the job. They are the one who solve the problem. They are the one who think. That's why they have to be an active participant, and they should be a thinker. That's why they need to think. They have to be a good thinker. Means they can't communicate what they have in mind. And the last one, they are a problem solver. It means that when they have when they given a problem, they can solve it. And the level of the students, it's better to use it for intermediate or advanced language learner. Why I say that? This is not my statement, but this is according to the expert. Why they say that it should be for intermediate or advanced language learner, since they need to be a person who can solve the problem and a thinker. It is better to use at least intermediate level. If we use for beginner, it will be hard for us. Beginner here means that it's not by age, but the level, the competence level. So we can say that if you given a problem for kids who are better in English than you, and you cannot speak English at all, you are the beginner one, and the kids is intermediate or advanced one.